Good morning, Gil. I said good morning, Gil.
Good morning, Gil. I said good morning, Gil.
You're like, who's Gil? I mean Ja. Good morning, Ja. That's just a What About Bob joke.
Well, good day, my friends. It's your old pal, Jordan the Lion. How are you all doing today? I hope you said great. As you can see from a little short intro, we are doing a vlog on the filming locations of What About Bob today. We are going to Lake Winnipesaukee. Actually, we're not going to Lake Winnipesaukee. We're going to Lake Winnipesaukee in the movie, but we are not going to New Hampshire where it is in reality. We're gonna be in the Bedford, Virginia area, in the Smith Mountain Lake area. I think you guys are gonna enjoy this if you like the movie. Daze with Jordan the Lion, and a few baby steps begins now. Here you can see world's best little town, Bedford, Virginia. Everyone's favorite buddy, our own Gil. Here we are, location number 1. So we're starting our location out here at the Virginia National Guard. No, Bob did not join the Navy or the Army or anything. We're the National Guard. No, you know, the movie starts out with Bob having this crippling fear that we can clearly see in his apartment. He's having trouble even getting started in the morning. I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. He's doing that whole affirmation. The reason I'm here is because it was actually here in the auditorium where they built the set for Bob's apartment.
I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful.
Yeah, I did try to get in and get access, but they said they actually have some Marines here using that space this week, so we couldn't get in and show you, but I thought that was really neat that they created, I assume that was on some Hollywood soundstage, because at the end of the movie when Bob gets married to Lily, that's actually in North Hollywood. So I thought maybe they filmed this on a soundstage, but no, it was actually here at the Virginia National Guard in Bedford. Alright, we're heading out of Bedford. Let's go see where Bob takes his journey. Bob makes him think that he died. He finds out that Dr. Marvin went to Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire, so he gets on a bus and makes his way up to where we're going to now. There's so many amazing lines in this movie, but one of my favorites is while he's taking the bus out here, he looks at the guy next to him, he says, "Hi, my name's Bob, would you knock me out, please?"
Hello, I'm Bob. Would you knock me out, please? Just hit me in the face.
So this is the shot they show, showing that their car was parked right here. The Marvin's car is, and establishing that they're inside this grocery store. That would have been red. It's completely sun-dried out since the movie. And this was the, of course, the general store and coffee shop. This is mind-blowing, not only to see, but to see what it's turned into. From being in the movie, this is where his bus is traveling down. We actually get a shot of the bus going past this white building and then down through here. And if you can believe it, like I said, it's just horrifying to see. This was the coffee shop. That was the general store where the Marvins are in there buying their stuff. And Bob's bus takes the left over here. And would have dropped him off over here where this trailer is. Now it's kind of a driveway for someone. But they drop Bob off, his bus right there. You can see this was the red building from the movie that had the Coke ad and everything on it. And then it's a totally dead end, road closed right there. Man, that is sad. This whole section of the town is just done. Monita Produce, that's the name of the town, Monita. So Bob would have been dropped off right over here We can kind of walk into some of it. He would have got dropped off because you could see that building in the background. And that's when he like forces himself off the bus as fast as he can. And the whole bus starts clapping and everything going crazy. So then we see Bob standing out here after the bus is taken off. And he's out there, Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin!
Dr. Marvin! Dr. Leo Marvin! Dr. Marvin!
Just screaming. Cut to the family coming out of this door. Look how bad the stairs and everything have gotten over time, but these are my favorite stairs actually because of what happens here. But yeah, you can see up here the family comes out of that doorway right there and they see and hear Bob yelling.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Honey, is someone calling you?
Of course there are no trespassing signs, but you can see the old design up there. That's the same design that was in the movie when they show the coffee shop sign down at the other end. You can see their car is parked right over here.
Come on, hurry. Hurry, hurry. Everyone in the car, come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm noticing that that is the same original outer door.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Bye.
Thanks again.
When they go walking down there, they're about to the coffee shop, and Faye says, "Isn't that your patient yelling your name?" And Richard Dreyfuss turns around and looks at us from here.
Leo, do you know that man?
Get in the car.
Here's the fence, even though everything's grown up. This is the shot where, seeing from Dr. Marvin's perspective, where Bob would spot him.
Dr. Marvin! Oh, I really appreciate it.
Bob would come racing up here along this.
Dr. Marvin!
There's the glass for the coffee shop, and that's where we see Bob standing there, and he's like, "Is this a bad time?"
Is this a bad time? Oh, the fam.
Oh, it's the fam! He spots the Marvins. I love it. So we see Leo running over here and around this corner. Bob follows him. Incidentally, this is where he's buying all the supplies for Good Morning America coming.
Do we have enough to feed the entire film crew, dear?
Honey, we have enough to feed the entire network. Oh, great. Another vacation that's not a vacation.
But he also ends up coming back. Richard Dreyfuss does. Dr. Marvin comes back and robs this place for the gun that he uses on Bob towards the end of the movie. That's cool that one of the doors is still there from the movie. I love it. Along with all kinds of pieces of the building kind of laying here. Original pieces. Right here is where Bob and Dr. Marvin would have been talking. The ice machine would have been like right over here with the air conditioner above it.
What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
And you can see pretty much where they were exactly because of the crack in the siding up there. You can see that in the back of the shot.
Oh no, I told you. Well, I fibbed a little bit, but don't be mad.
This is where he's telling me he thought he was dead. I thought it was highly unethical that he would come up here.
Getting back will be therapeutic.
But can't we just have a little talk?
Bob, you are testing my patience.
Come on, I've come so far.
Bob.
I'm baby stepping.
Bob.
I'm doing the work. I'm baby stepping. I'm not a slacker.
Richard Dreyfuss says, "You're doing fine, Bob. Just go back to the city." And right here, Bob's like, "Come on, I'm doing the work. I'm not a slacker. Come on, gimme. I need. Right there.
I'm in really bad shape. Come on, please,
Bob,
please.
Bob.
Gimme. I need.
Bob,
Gimme.
okay,
please.
all right.
You can even see the top of the window frame over Dr. Marvin's head when that's all going on.
Okay, all right.
I love that. That is just one of my favorite parts. I read that Bill Murray pretty much was in character on and off camera and just kind of annoyed Richard Dreyfuss to no end, but he did it hoping that he would get that response from him while they were filming as well. So of course he tells Bob to go buy a return bus ticket, go down to the coffee shop, and wait for his call. They'll call him in 2 hours. So that's the coffee shop. Bob runs in there because he thinks Gil's suffocating, needs fresh water.
He's been locked in for about 8 hours. He's about to scream. Sorry, Gil. Little negligence on my part. Here you go. Come on, hang tight, fella. Geronimo!
So they give him fresh water. That's the coffee shop, and that's where he meets the old couple who pretty much hate Dr. Marvin because they wanted to buy the house that Dr. Marvin bought. That was their dream home. So the old lady's real angry about Dr. Marvin. They eventually let Bob stay with them because they figure out that it's annoying Dr. Marvin so much. It's really sad, man, to see that this whole movie location is just... I mean, at some point they're gonna have to tear it down, because even when I was walking around on this, you could hear like the boards creak and I could see holes all over the place, and I was like, yeah, I'll probably be the one to fall through, so better not do that. So the clock that Bob would have been watching would have been right up here. He's staring, waiting for 4 o'clock for Dr. Marvin to call.
Baby step to 4 o'clock. Baby step to 4 o'clock. Baby step to 4 o'clock.
And this is where the payphone was. On the other side would have been inside the doors, because that guy tries to go grab it and Bob jumps on him about it.
Hey, no! I'm expecting a phone call. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it.
All right, I think we've seen enough here. Let's go out and see Dr. Marvin's house. So this is tough and tricky because the house is on private property, kind of back here in the corner. You come up to this side and the house is actually like right to the left around the corner. When you get to the end of the maintained road, it's a tennis court for the property to the left. So it's actually right behind those trees. See if there's any way I can get a photo of it for you. All I can really show you is like the front steps of the house and the front door, which is kind of cool because you see it a lot. Dr. Marvin's always coming and going from that front door, and in front of those stairs is where Mr. and Mrs. G drop Bob off. That's also where he takes the photo when Good Morning America's here with the whole family right out front.
That was wonderful, Bob.
Thank you very much, Marie.
Can we come back in a few months and update your progress?
Guy, as long as it's okay with my doctor.
It's the front door Bob gets kicked out of, and then Faye's jumping all over Dr. Marvin. He says, "He's not gone. He's never gone." He opens up the door. There's Bob standing there.
You think he's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Is this some radical new therapy?
You see?
It's the best I could do without trespassing. So I think at the time of filming, I don't think this house was here. It might have been, but it looked like they had more space because they had like a roundabout driveway in there. That's how the Mr. and Mrs. G were able to drop off Bob. And of course you see Bob you see Dr. Marvin pulling in there after he dropped off Bob. So it used to have that. It had more of a driveway. So I don't think that this house was probably here at that time. It was probably more of a wooded area, because we see Bob when he's leaving walking through the woods. The homeowner was actually nice enough to let me come over and look at it. Said those are not the original doors from the movie, but they still have them and they kept them. And that I was right, the house next door was not here at the time, but look at what's still here. So he said if you look over here, there's the bell right over there. When Bob's out there ringing the bell real hard, Dr. Marvin sees him. There it is.
Good morning, Dr. Marvin.
And that would have been the backyard where they're throwing the party for Dr. Marvin. He's looking out the glass up there on the second floor and sees everybody down there. So unfortunately, the diving spot that they built for the movie is no longer here. They have a dock here now.
Go to the edge. Come on, toes up, to the edge. Don't worry.
I have support.
Now lean forward.
But this was where that scene takes place I was telling you about. But also, he was telling me that this tree, this like three-pronged tree right here, was something they planted for the movie so Anna could look around it when she's watching Bob and Siggy diving. So it was actually like this tree.
So bend your knees and stiff as a board.
I have support.
And then what I loved is that they still have the shower. He said they've moved it a little bit, but that is the shower that Bob is showering in. And
Look, everybody, I'm not wrong often, but when I am, I admit it.
What about Bob?
What about Bob?
she's like, I think you should apologize to Bob. I'm not apologizing to Bob.
And now I'd like him to go.
He said at the time they didn't have any hot or cold water coming out of there. It was just being piped in from the production, so it was all cold water.
Leo, why are you so hostile to the poor man?
Because he's a patient. Faye, don't you get it? He's a patient. A patient.
But they've built this guest house since then. Just think it's so cool. The roundabout driveway's still here. And that's the original house from What About Bob. We see Dr. Marvin running down these stairs because he sees Siggy out here diving.
Very nice, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take it from here.
How cool. He said they've actually been to the real Lake Winnipesaukee and got a Lake Winnipesaukee sign that they keep above the door. Wow, that was super cool. I couldn't believe that guy saw me out here. He was just like, hey, how's it going? Everything okay? I was like, yeah. And I told him, you know, that I came out here, what I was for, like what I was hoping to see. And he's like, yeah, I'll show it to you. Just, you know, please tell people, you know, we're living like a private life and everything. So hopefully if they see it in your video, they won't, you know, need to come out and like trespass or anything. So it was really cool of him to let me get to show the filming locations from the actual property. So this is that back road that they're traveling. There didn't used to be houses out here. The guy was telling me most of the houses out here are relatively within the last 20 years since filming. This is the road that Bob and Dr. Marvin are taking when Dr. Marvin finally gets fed up and throws him out. Holy cow, look at that deer. I was driving past and just saw that. That's amazing, isn't it? Beautiful. Don't charge my car though. Last thing I need is a car with two buckhorn antlers sticking out of it. So after the whole Good Morning America debacle, Dr. Marvin has finally had enough and he decides to take Bob for a little ride. And this is actually back up in Bedford where we started. Our next location is the Elks National Home. So this is kind of the angle we would have got when Dr. Marvin is bringing Bob to the, well, kind of the nut house to get checked out. You see his car come driving up and making the left-hand turn right into here. And there actually used to be a little guard shack right here.
Dr. Marvin to see Dr. Tomsky.
Dr. Leo Marvin?
Main building, doctor. They're expecting you.
That is no longer there. And the guard there, that's when Dr. Marvin's introducing himself. And Bob says, Dr. Leo Marvin. And the guard says, hey, you're Bob Wiley, aren't you? I saw you on TV. You were great. Oh man, just sets off Dr. Marvin.
Hey, you're Bob Wiley, aren't you?
Yeah?
I saw you on TV. You were great. Ha!
That little guard shack would have been right over here. Then we see their car drive on through. See Dr. Marvin's car traveling along this road. Then we see his car pull up right in front. They wouldn't have had that elk there during the filming. So we see Dr. Marvin's car right here, and he's telling Bob that he's gonna make some new friends here.
Missed your show this morning. Well, is this the friend you called about?
Bob Wiley, I'd like you to meet your new pal, Dr. Tomsky.
Hello, Bob.
New pal.
Time for a change. Bob is not a fan. That's when the orderly guys like pick him up and carry him in through the front doors. Bob's contesting everything.
Oh, wait a second, doctor. Doctor, you're coming with, aren't you? Fellas, I have convulsions. My bladder is feeling funny.
The doctor friend of Dr. Marvin's is telling him right here, Leo, I can only watch him for 24 hours without corroboration from the staff. Dr. Marvin's completely convinced. He's like, oh, don't worry. So when Dr. Marvin drops off Bob, he's in his car right here and he takes off that way. Heads home and then gets that call and immediately comes racing back. And we see him come driving up right along here. Pulls up in front again and goes running in. Bob is in there holding court. He's telling jokes, he's doing poetry, he's got the entire staff in the palm of his hand. You know, it probably wouldn't hurt to see if we can see the, I assume that was like a dining room or something where he's in there meeting with all the doctors. Who knows, maybe they'll show us. So even though the floor has changed,
What do you think of that? What do you think? Sex?
they kind of show a shot like this of Bob telling the jokes to the staff and everything. You can see the floors change.
Male or female? It's a female. What, do you think I'm weird or something?
But the light fixtures and the windows and everything are the same. He actually would have been right in the dead center of the room when they filmed that.
Male or female? It's a female.
They would have filmed it low enough so you wouldn't see like the murals and things like that on the wall, but these light fixtures, you can see those over his head. This is where he tells that great joke. Roses are red, violets are blue.
I'm a schizophrenic, and so am I.
That was so cool of them to let us in here. Wow, I can't believe it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Hope you enjoyed getting to see a little What About Bob. Have a great night and goodbye.